This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings. Online at madeformorerealty.com.
When I was about 10 years old, I remember my parents building a custom house. They went through this whole process. They picked out everything, and it was a total disaster. Like, the house ended up being, what they wanted, but it wasn't exactly what they wanted. It wasn't certainly the cost that they wanted, and I think it ended up going a bit of a legal route. And so ever since then, I'm like, I would never want to build a custom home just because of the horrible experience they have. But after meeting today's guest, I realized that's not necessarily the case with all custom home builders. And so on the show today is Paul Bianchi. But thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, Johnny. Glad to be here.
So just a quick background on your story for people who don't know you, because you're a bit of a local legend. How did you get started in this industry?
Well, boy, I'll take you all the way back. So I got started as a kid watching my grandfather build homes and then my father build homes. So basically, I was born into the construction industry.
Wow, third generation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's incredible. And you're also a third. I'm a third.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks. You don't run into many of us around. So You've been doing this for how long now?
I went to, right out of high school, I started going to college here locally, taking some business classes, and my dad just couldn't wait. He recruited me right out of college and put me right to work in his business.
Wow.
And I've been doing it a long time.
Long time. All right. And so what areas do you typically focus on?
Geographical areas?
Geographically, yes, sir. Yeah.
So geographically, we work in pretty much all of Northern California, and that goes all the way up to Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, all the way to the Bay Area. We currently have projects in San Francisco, Sonoma County, Brentwood, and of course the greater Sacramento market. We love this area.
It is a great area. Man, those are all some beautiful places to work in.
Oh, absolutely. And they have beautiful homes in those areas as well.
So when somebody is thinking about building a custom home, like, I know there's a lot of pitfalls, a lot of things to look out for, because most people, they're not third generation. They've been doing this, as long as they've been alive. What are some tips that you have in terms of picking a custom home builder?
That's a great question. I would say when you're picking a custom home builder, you want to work with a fairly larger established team. Sometimes people tend to pick the cheapest builder they can, and it's literally just one or two guys that are building one or two homes a year. But you want to pick a builder that has systems and processes to take you all the way from start to finish. And when I say start, that's from the discovery of what it is you want in a home, size of home, what types of rooms you're looking for, all the way to working with our interior designer. We have an online platform where the homeowner can log in and see the progress of their home, and we take them all the way to move in and furniture as well, if that's what they want.
That's incredible. I like the online aspect of it, because you can see probably the milestones, know what's coming next, what to expect.
Yeah, it's really important to be transparent with the home buyers throughout the process. And when they're able to log in and see every quote that comes in, they see the pricing, all the progress pictures. They don't have to go out to the job site if they don't want to, because the field superintendents are taking pictures and videos almost daily and uploading them into that portal.
Oh, that's incredible. Tons of transparency.
Absolutely.
And so when people are, thinking about building a custom home, I know you have some tips on how do you avoid making mistakes, because it seems like there's a right way to go about it and there's an expensive way to go about it. Like, what would you recommend?
Well, I recommend spending a fair amount of time in the design process. We like to go through every aspect of the home, the expectation of the homeowner, what it is they want that home to look like. We introduce our interior designer and exterior designer early on in the process, and then we have that client come in and meet with the architect directly. So by the time we're ready to start, we have a complete set of plans that meets their vision, meets their needs, and at that time we can put together a budget that is very close to what the actual cost of that home will be.
Okay. Yeah, that brings up like another question I have. Like, there's a couple different ways to bid the job, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
What is the best way so that with the fees, like the customer knows what to expect?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways. Generally, builders will go on a contract, either a cost plus. So let's say whatever it costs to build that house, you're going to pay that amount plus 12 to 15% above that cost. That's one way to go into it. But it leaves a lot of ambiguous thoughts for the client, because sometimes they think we're just going to use the most expensive framer so that we get more plus on that cost, which is not the case. And that's why we tend to get 2 to 3 bids for every one of our trades. And again, the homeowner can go right into the portal and see these bids and help choose the bid that they want. But of course, you got to remember, we're always looking at 3 things when we're putting a project out to bid. Cost, budget's important, but also quality, we want it to be good, and scheduling. If we commit to a certain amount of time that home is going to be built, we have to use subcontractors that can commit to all 3 of those strategies.
Got it. So they might do a quality job. They might be good on price, but they might not have the availability to get the work done.
Absolutely. Their crew might be too small, not enough members, and they just can't show up on time, can't get the job done on time. So we have to keep that in mind when we're choosing subcontractors.
Man, seems like juggling a lot of balls. So there's cost plus, and then what's another way to bid a job?
So the second way that people go into contract is a fixed price. So by the time we get through the design process, we have a complete set of plans. We've picked out most of their interior design selections. We have it all on paper for them to look at, and then we'll apply a fixed price to that set of plans and fixtures. And we'll say it's going to cost X amount of dollars to build your home. We go into contract for that X amount of dollars. So once that process starts, we also explain to them several items on their budget are highlighted in blue. And those are allowances. So we might give them allowances for cabinets, allowances for tiles, allowances for light fixtures, allowances for plumbing fixtures, and we'll show them fixtures that fit those allowances. But it's the homeowner that can create their own change order. They simply can say, hey, we just went on vacation in Italy and we found some amazing floor tile. We would like you to ship it over and install it in our living room. So that's them going above their allowance. And we simply show them the difference between the agreed upon budget and allowance and now their new cost for the Italian flooring. And it's up to them to say, yes, let's go ahead and do that. And then they just pay the difference.
Got it. So sometimes, how do you handle it? Somebody who's building a house and they want a certain size bedroom. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh man, that might not be big enough, or that's too big. I'd like to use that space for something else. Is that the same process as a change order, or what does that look like?
Yes, absolutely. And that's a good question. So if it comes on early enough during the design process, we'll just make the change before the plans are completed. But let's say the plans are already approved, permit in hand, we've already started construction. And if they start making changes like that, we still say, okay, yes, we can make that change. Then we work up a new price and a new timeline, because generally changes like that will add weeks, if not months, to the build.
Got it. And when somebody is looking to build a custom home, do they typically come to you and they already have the lot, or are they trying to figure out the house first so they know what size lot to buy, or where they want that lot to be located based off the design? How does that typically look?
So we generally meet clients in all of those phases. Okay. So sometimes they've not purchased a lot and we help them locate the best lot. We will walk the lot before they put an offer on it, make sure it's buildable. We like to work with a client at that point. But sometimes they show up and they already have a lot. So one of the first things we do is we go walk the lot and try and get them a pretty good estimate of what it's going to cost to grade that lot. So if the lot is flat, obviously there's not going to be a lot of grading. But if the lot is sloped severely one way or the other, there's going to be grading and probably retaining walls. So we help work up that budget in the design process so they understand what their cost is going to be for that type of work.
Okay, so that way they just know up front, no surprises. Now, when I met with you with Tom a while back, you were actually showing us a project in I think it was in San Francisco, where it had been pre-permitted for a larger than what's now allowed. And just as we're talking right now, I was thinking that sounds more like was that just a bare lot, or was that going to be a remodel?
Yeah, that particular lot is empty.
Okay.
But it comes with a full set of plans and a permit in hand.
Got it.
So a lot of times when we're doing what we call a spec build, right? We're just going to buy a piece of land, build a home, and sell it. We like the projects that already have plan and permit, because that part of the process could take up to 6 months. So when we're looking for investment properties, so to speak, properties we're going to build on and sell it, we like the ones that are further along in the process. And that's another good point. On those types of projects, we allow investor participation. So therefore, I would find an investor, they would help me buy the lot and plans. Then we would build the home, sell it, and we would split probably 20 to 30% of the profit with that investor for participating.
Okay, got it. So if somebody's looking to build a custom home, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
If they want to meet with our team and have a free sit-down complimentary exploration meeting.
And your office is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, we call it our office/showroom.
I could see that.
We have all the selections right there in-house, the tiles, the floorings, the doorknobs, pretty much anything you can imagine.
Those blue chairs stood out to me. In your boardroom.
Well, that was the interior designer picked those out.
You have a great designer.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's the best way for them to reach out?
Literally call me, call the office, or call my cell phone directly, and we'll set a time. At minimum, it would be me, one of my project managers and interior designer would be in that first meeting.
Perfect. All right. And then if you guys are like, hey, I can't remember who was on the show, but it was this custom builder. He had a lot of great information. Just reach out to us on madeformorerealty.com. We'll make sure everybody gets connected. And when we come back, we will be talking about, so the first half, we were talking about how you help people build custom homes. The second half, we're talking about how people can actually invest on builds and projects you're working on.
So you may believe you have the nicest, best, most pristine, attractive home in the entire neighborhood. As soon as you put that for sale sign in the yard, offers are just going to be pouring in. People are going to be busting through your door to give you an offer on your home. But then it goes live, and what happened? No offers. It's crickets. Well, that's because it matters who you work with. Like, for instance, I have someone in my neighborhood, their home has been on the market for at least 3 months, and it's still sitting there without any offers. Again, it matters who you work with. That's why Johnny Jennings and his team at Made for More Realty, why they've been so successful with so many of our listeners, why they were voted #1 team in Roseville for 3 years in a row, why they've got over 1,000 5-star Google reviews. Go check them out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. The proof is in the reviews. And so if you're interested in how Johnny Jennings and Made for More Realty can help you sell your home fast and for the most amount possible, just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty. Find out how you can get at least 3 cash offers on your home in as-is condition. Again, just Google Johnny Jennings with Made for More Realty and get more for your home.